and
Hey,
D'Angelo Russell.
hey. Do we want to go down that path right now?
Blake loves Luke Walton.
I love Luke Walton.
He wants Luke Walton to coach the Bulls.
I'm mad he's not right now. As Luke Walton wins another title with that team, I'll be the one laughing.
Another basketball expertise again
There you
from
go.
Mr. Blake.
There you go. Take that to the bank.
Well, we'll see how good the Lake Show is on Sunday, Blake. And I'm coming back in town, so maybe we'll watch that one. Who knows?
No.
Or you'll be in Arizona probably.
No, I'll be here this weekend, so we can hang out. I just pointed, and no one, I'm the only one in here.
Oh, good. We'll hang out and we'll watch the Lakers game.
Yes, Lakers. Luke Walton, primetime baby.
That's all Blake wants.
I just want some Luke.
Hey, you want to talk about the MVP?
Please.
The MVP of the National League, Mr. Kris Bryant.
The World Series winning MVP of the National League.
Sparkle Jesus, handsome man.
He
MVP
finally did
of the
it.
National League. Kris Bryant.
What a man. What a year.
Seriously.
What? We knew it was going to happen, but it still made me very happy to see him officially get the MVP. And the way he 29 out of 30 first place votes, it was good to see. I'm glad he finally got that recognition. I guess not really finally, but he got recognition.
He had a 7.7 WAR, wins above replacement throughout this season. 39 home runs, 102 RBIs.
Wow,
some pretty good numbers.
122 runs.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, that's an important. I think that's
more telling than
undervalued.
I agree. I'm not the biggest fan of RBIs, but I threw it in there for some reason. But
that's the reason Nolan Arenado didn't win.
Because he plays in Colorado.
I think, part of that, and I think writers just know RBIs shouldn't mean as much as some of the other statistics out there.
Well, one writer obviously didn't know that because
I know
29 out of 30 first place votes, that New York Post writer.
And guess where he's from? Oh, New York. So
and he's a Mets guy. So
he's a Mets fan. Voted for Daniel Murphy.
Classic.
Everyone's favorite player.
Classic.
Yeah, but 29 out of 30. I know it's not unanimous.
Hey, that's majority, Blake. I don't know if you know, but
is that majority?
I think so.
I actually didn't. I expected him to not get as many votes as he did. I honestly thought Rizzo might get a couple. He got a couple second place votes.
He got fourth, I thought, in voting.
He did get fourth.
There you go.
Yeah. He was right outside the top. He got, I think, 3 second place votes, so that's something. But Kris, just dominant, as he's been all year, which is just awesome.
What is there left to say about this guy?
Yeah, seriously.
Coming into the league, we hear all this stuff about how his glove isn't that good, and I think his athleticism and his base running was extremely undervalued coming in as well.
Yep.
And he's just completely showed up all those haters. His defense was great this year. Base running, probably his most underrated skill. So good on the base pass.
Probably the best base runner in baseball.
Yeah.
I would honestly say that. And the numbers back it up too, so it's not like it's that far off.
It's not like you're a crazy man.
I'm not a crazy human, so.
He just does it all, and this is his second year in the league. So
yeah. Look at his trophy case right now. I don't know if you saw those tweets. There's a bunch of tweets going out. He won the gold something, and I think it's a
Golden Spikes.
Golden Spikes. Then he won the college MVP, whatever that's called. Then he won the NL Rookie of the Year. And now he's a World Series champion and an NL MVP. Like, what else can you do?
Well, you could get the Arizona Fall League MVP. In 08, he did that. So, you know.
Oh, look at that.
Just throwing that out there. Don't sleep on the Arizona Fall League. That's where Kyle Schwarber got his rebirth.
Mm-hmm.
So Mike Trout also got the AL MVP.
Thank God.
That dude is just ridiculous. I would have voted for him. I'm
Yeah,
very happy he won.
There's always going to be that. Well, I don't know about always, but there was that argument that he was on a losing team, and you can look at his WAR and all this stuff, but did he help the team that much that they're that bad? I think you just throw all that stuff out the door, because you can't really blame him for being on a bad team. And when you're that much better than everyone statistically, you have to give him recognition. So I'm really happy they gave it to him over Mookie Betts, who I thought was fantastic this year too.
Yeah, I mean, all these guys in the running definitely deserve credit.
Yeah.
But they're no Kris Bryant or Mike Trout,
Yeah.
So.
How did you feel about the Cy Young announcement?
I'm all right with it. I kind of knew Scherzer was going to take it, so I wasn't that upset.
Mm-hmm.
As well as manager, I thought Dave Roberts did a really good job with the Dodgers.
Yeah.
They lost Kershaw in the middle of the season. They still won a division after being down.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild. And with all those young guys on the team, and for them to just hold it together, that's pretty solid.
Yeah, I see this with all Coach of the Year trophies in every sport. The coach who has to deal with either the most injuries or things that just kind of, make your team weaker throughout the season. The coach who deals with that the best, and who has the most, issues throughout the season, usually wins it, and that was Dave Roberts this year. I've seen that happen in a bunch of other sports too, but yeah, I agree with you. It was pretty, for them to have use as many pitches as they used, and to make it to the NLCS, that was really impressive. He definitely deserved it.
Yeah, it was. And for the Cy Young, I think if one Cubs pitcher was on the ballot for a finalist, was really getting consideration, I think it would have fared better for Cubs fans, because you saw Lester and Hendricks kind of split votes a little bit.
Yeah.
That doesn't help you. All three of those guys deserving. You can make a case for any of those guys for sure.
Yeah.
So I kind of knew that's kind of how it was going to unfold.
Yeah, I thought Kyle might sneak it out. I think you're right on the fact that Lester and Kyle probably took some votes away from each other. I think sometimes baseball writers overvalue wins and innings pitched and strikeouts. I don't think that's always the most important thing. With Lester and Hendricks, they're what's the stat? The hard hit percentage. I forget what the name of it is. Things like that, and just keeping balls down, and just the little things that don't always get talked about. I think there's a little bit of bias towards that. And I'm not saying Scherzer didn't deserve it, but that's where he excelled. And I think Kyle and John, the stuff they did this year was a little bit overlooked. But, that's just me griping as a Cubs fan.
You're just an angry old man.
I'm just an angry old man. Get off my lawn. Wins. Well,
wins are stupid. Wins are dumb.
Wins are dumb.
I don't want to be the guy who sounds like he's defending the wins, because I'm not.
Yeah.
They shouldn't exist. They're stupid.
Yeah. And look at the AL too. Look at the AL too. The same situation. Rick Porcello had the most innings pitched and the most wins. He didn't have the best ERA. He didn't have the best whatever in all these other categories. But, I think baseball writers look at that a little bit more than they should.
Hey, Verlander wins regardless, man. He's got Kate Upton. So
I know.
Porcello can go ahead and have that trophy. I'd take Kate Upton 10 times out of 10.
Yeah, I'm with you
So
there.
I don't even care if I Cy Young or Kate Upton. Kate Upton.
Kate
Sorry.
Upton all day.
It's the gift that keeps on giving. You can
Amen to
interpret
that.
you can interpret that any way you want. So let's do some. I want to talk about free agency a little bit.
Yes.
You know, the Cubs season is over and it is slowly dying down, but we will talk about some free agency stuff moving forward or any news that pops up.
Yeah.
So Kenley Jansen, Dexter Fowler, those are two guys that are big names in my eyes. I haven't really heard anything else in regards to the Cubs going after like a big name besides possibly one of those two. Do you have any predictions on where those guys will go?
Yeah, I think with Jansen, he's going to have a lot of suitors. And if I had to guess, I would think with Chapman going to New York, most likely, I do think the Dodgers will give him that money and he'll stay with the Dodgers. Unless he's he's like, hey, I want to go play for this Cubs team, which is, a really big possibility. But I'm leaning more towards him staying with the Dodgers. I'm not totally sure what their plans are as of now, but obviously they have the money to pay for it.
Yeah, let's talk about Jansen first, and then we'll get to Dex.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing.
Yeah, the big question here is, do you want to spend money on a reliever? That is always something that I have never been a huge proponent of. Especially Chapman wants $100 million, which is like, go ahead and get that money somewhere else, not in Chicago. Makes me think what kind of money Jansen will demand, or what kind of money he can get.
I've seen projections. It's more around like maybe $74 million. On I don't know what exactly. Just not as much as Chapman is the moral of the story.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I want to spend that money, but I trust the front office in not reaching. They usually don't reach. They paid Hayward a lot of money last year, but I think that paid off for a pep talk, and he'll be better. But Jansen, I like him a lot. It's just whether or not the Cubs want to spend that money.
Yeah.
They have been very creative in the past with some of their bullpen arms, making some good trades. They have some pieces to possibly acquire some young arms at the deadline. So, but I have a weird gut feeling that he signs with the Cubs.
Yeah.
That the Cubs throw him that money, and the Dodgers will also throw him money, but I think he'll side towards the winning team.
The better team, yeah.
The better team. So I just have a weird vibe in that. No inside sources.
Yeah.
No people that I know. Just got a vibe.
We're guessing right now.
We're guessing. It's so early still.
It's very early.
Don't come yelling at us being like, you're wrong, because they'll be like, I told my friend that they're going to sign Jansen because Drew told me on Sosa's Steam Room. No. Just
no.
Slow your
it's not
roll.
Our fault.
Slow your roll. These are just fun little predictions we're doing.
I do want to speak to the spending money on a closer or a reliever. Usually I agree with you. You can find those guys in your system somewhere. Like, most of the time you can develop guys already in your farm system. But this year's free agency class, I know the position players and the starters are weak, but it's a really good year for relievers. And I think if you're going to spend money on a reliever, this would be your year. You're not going to get many Kenley Jansens or Melancons or even Chapmans to hit the market all at once like this. So, I think they can afford to spend a little bit on their bullpen. It's really the only part of their team right now, too, that has a need. So, like, if you can just shore it up with a guy as good as Jansen, who was really, really good last year in the playoffs and just throughout the season, I think it would be I mean, I would not mind it at all.